Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Joe. Welcome back to SNES Life. This is recap episode number 117. We're going to quickly cover Earthbound, Dirt Track FX, Judge Dredd, Cavalry, and the Bassmasters Classic fishing. So let's get started with the big one up front, Earthbound, right? Now, if you've been watching anything I do for the last God knows what, we're like 7 years in or some shit. I don't like JRPGs. I think they're long and kind of fucking annoying that way. Earthbound, so many things going for it. I liked the like modern day setting. I liked the music. I actually liked the art choice and aesthetic. The fighting didn't seem quite as egregious as something like Final Fantasy. But in the end, I got through most of it just fighting like fights that were kind of there and I had to fight. Until I went to open up the second town and you have to fight the 5 cops and they kicked the piss out of me. And I tried like numerous times and like the 5 cops were the end of. They're like, that's the point where it got to you where it's like you're gonna have to go fight shit for a while to level up to be able to beat those cops. And right there was a real great impression of one of the things I liked about this game. Once you hit a certain level, it just auto fights for you. And it's like, boop, you win the fight. You're too strong for that. But you're also only getting like 1 XP or something. And I hate grinding. It's the most irritating thing I can have in a video game is forcing me to go fight the same shit over and over and over and over and over again just to beat one spot to go to the next area to have to fight the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. I hate it. So I can respect why a lot of people love Earthbound. Same reason I respect a lot of people who love Final Fantasy. I get it. It's not for me. I don't like it. I don't want to play it. I gave it a thumbs down. It's a personal, objectifiable opinion. You might like it. If you like it. I don't. We're going to move on. Next up, Dirt Track FX. This is the last FX chip game, I think, that was on the system. They did use it in Yoshi's Island, but I think this is like the last polygonal one that they worked it on. It's not terrible. Like, it's actually got a decent sense of speed. The polygons don't look bad. The music was okay. The controls were kind of rough. The physics of the jumping over the hills and bouncing around didn't feel great. And it had this weird mechanic where every character that you could shoot, like the 8 characters in the game, had their own music. And so it would play the music of whoever was in first place, which means every time first place changed, it changed the music. I found that really, really grating. It was an okay game. It's not one that I would necessarily recommend going out and buying. There are much better racing games on the Super Nintendo. I gave it a thumbs down for that particular reason. It wasn't awful, but it wasn't amazing by any stretch. It was okay. Next up, Judge Dredd. This was a movie tie-in platformer for like the mid-90s Judge Dredd where it was Sylvester Stallone. I actually really like the look of this game. The movements, the animations, you punch, kick, shoot, climb, jump, duck. It's all fast and fluid. You can actually like arrest people like you just saw me do there. It says they're guilty and you can arrest them instead of having to kill them. And when you arrest dudes, sometimes it drops extra items for you. Not all the time, sometimes. There are missions that you have to go through and do each level. And I thought all of that was really quite interesting and cool. And I think it would have made for a great game. I gave this a thumbs up because of all that. And because save states exist. Because the base difficulty of this game is brutality, dude. Like, so many things come out of nowhere to do damage to you. The game is super stingy with health pickups. Like, it does not give you much in the way of health pickups. And there's so much shit that damages you. It's just really, really, really hard to advance in this game. I think you could get good at it. I think with save states especially, or rewinds, you'd be fine. And I really appreciated what the game had and did. I gave it a thumbs up. I wouldn't mind trying to push my way through some more levels on it. Will I do that? Probably not, but that's the same as for every other freaking game I've ever thumbed up. I've played 580 some odd games. Yeah, Judge Dredd was pretty cool. Like, I liked everything about it except for the difficulty, and you could call that a skill issue if you want. So, what it is. Next up, Air Cavalry. I had high hopes for this game at first. I was like, oh, cool. Like, I remember Thunderblade from the arcades, and I liked the third-person pilot wings. Of course, that was top-down. And then there's this piece of shit. Literally 50% of your screen is your HUD. So the 50% of your screen that you play is the top half, and your helicopter takes up like a third of that. And by the way, your aiming reticle is in front of your helicopter, so you can't see what the fuck you're shooting at. And also, I got to a level where you started with enemy anti-aircraft missiles behind you, shooting you in the ass. And I'm like, that is not good game design. That's shitty. It was cheap and stupid. And it really pissed me off. Like, I was quite livid that evening with that. The graphics are ho-hum. The music is non-existent, really. The gameplay is average at best. I'm going to go with low. You have all these systems in your machine. Every little bit of damage knocks something offline. It's very difficult to aim and hit what you're supposed to be aiming at. It gives you a map at the beginning that's like here's a layout of the area you're going to be in, but all you get is this little radar on your screen, and all that's really good for is telling like enemies in your immediate vicinity you have no access to that map once you're in the game. So yeah, it pissed me off really bad. It's not great. I went in being like, ooh, I think I might like this, and it was terrible. So don't play that. Air Cavalry, no bueno. Final up, Bassmasters Classic fishing. It's a fishing game. There's fish. Yeah. It's the graphics are calming and kind of okay. The gameplay is boring. The mechanics are the same as every other fishing game on the planet. I caught like 2 fish in the 50 minutes I played this game. It is real picky about the bait you use and exactly how to like hook the fish, and I couldn't quite figure any of that out. And it probably helps to be a real fisherman. That's not me. So I would pick like black bass over this, because black bass, at least it was fairly easy to catch fish, and so you felt like you were achieving anything. And I still gave that game a thumbs down because it's really not that fun. But it is what it is. Don't pick this one up. Terrible. A lot of thumbs downs this week, guys. 4 thumbs down, 1 up. And the 1 up was for a game that was a shitty movie tie-in that probably shouldn't have even got a thumbs up. And Earthbound probably should have got a thumbs up, and I gave it a thumbs down. Maybe y'all don't want to listen to me anymore about what games I do and don't like. But that's where we're at. Recap 117 done. And you know, if you're caught up with us, you see my wife and I have been playing a lot of Split Fiction. So it's gonna be slow but steady getting through the 5 games for 118. But that's where we're at. I appreciate you guys as always. Thanks for keeping up with me. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.